Right, so introducing our new Retroratchet daily driver. What looks like quite a rare A4, and no, it's not a TDI. I'll show you what it is when we get round the back. But on an R plate, so 1997. Those of you familiar with my channel will recognise this car because I featured it at the Morris Leslie car auction review video. And there we have it, yeah, it's a 2.4 manual. So how rare is that? And it's the one with the cool blue leather interior. So will it start? So we've got jump pack with us, we've got petrol with us, water with us, tyre pump, and let's see if it gets us back home. Right, let's get some petrol in it. It's just above empty, and we don't want to get stuck on the motorway on the way back down. It was the slowest 10 litres ever. Let's have a look under the bonnet, see what the oil's like, see if it's got any water in it. Hopefully it's got both of those. I don't think that lever was doing anything. Oh, it was. There we go. The wee tab comes out there between the Audi badge, so that's good. So what's initial impressions? This is the first time I've seen the engine. When we came up to do the auction video, I never actually had a nosy under here. And it looks really tidy. It's obviously not been detailed, but to be fair, for a car of this age, it looks pretty much spot on. Right, so oil, so dipstick is hidden down here. Well, there is no mayonnaise on it. It is a wee bit on the low side. Let's just dip that again. I luckily do have some oil with me. Yeah, so it's just on minimum, so I'll probably stick a wee bit of oil in that. Coolant. No mayonnaise in there, and yeah, we're just on the max, so that's good. Brake fluid, we're also on max, so that's good. And we'll soon see if the battery is flat or not. So we look in this oil cap. Tiny wee bit of mayonnaise on that, so maybe just with it being stopped and started, maybe just needs a good run. Be fine. What else have we got? It's maybe power steering fluid, this one. There is some, yeah, so that's on minimum. I remember if to do these when it's warm or not, who knows. Right, we'll stick a wee bit of oil in that and then go for there. Right, let's get some oil in it. Fortunately, I'm just using 1040, whether that's right or wrong, who knows. But that's what I had available. So I'll stick a wee bit in to get us home, and then next week or the week after, we'll drop it all anyway and do a proper engine service. What do we reckon, that enough?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Right, we'll give it a go at that just now, and we'll see if it turns over. It does look like a big old engine in this engine bay. You know, there's like no space at the front. I'll no doubt end up struggling trying to do a cam belt on it at some point and scuffing my knuckles. But right, let's see if it starts. Fingers crossed. I'll get rid of these Auto Smart paper mats. Fuel pump. We have a wee battery gauge there, it's crawling towards 12. Alright, get that fan off. There we go. Yeah, that's a surprise, isn't it? Right, let's have a wee listen under the bonnet. See if we hear any noises. Smooth. Smooth as a nut so far. I'll edit this bit out if we break down. Right, let's pull it out, do the tyres and then head off. Right guys, wish us luck. Let's hope we make it back home. Right guys, put in the comments what you think so far. I plan to do a whole series on this car. We'll get it serviced, we'll get a good look round underneath it. And this video will just be focusing on getting it home and find out if we break down or not. But first impressions, we're only a mile into the journey and it does seem to be super smooth, that V6. I've never driven one of these before. So it'll be interesting to see how it drives. I have had a V6 2.5 TDI version, but that's a whole different beast to this. First thing I've noticed, we have a super low idle sitting down there. I don't know if that's normal for these. You can hardly actually hear it running. Heater's good though, we're already getting a wee bit of heat out of it already, so that's ideal. First thing we see, our LCD display is a little bit worse for wear. Yeah. And that's probably just going to show us how bad the mile per gallon is, so that doesn't bother me too much. I guess the first question you're going to be asking is why have I bought another old car when I'd previously indicated in my other videos that I was going to be reducing my collection size? Well, there's a wee bit of a plan here. I'm going to be trading down, not for YouTube, but we're actually going to be moving house later in the year, early next year, and we've got a lot of cash tied up in the Volvo XC90, which we don't really need to have. So we're going to sell that, and the plan is then to use, well, this is going to be our daily. I don't know how realistic or practical that's going to be, only time will tell. So over the next month, I'm going to be servicing it, finding out what's wrong with it, getting a good look through the engine, obviously do brakes and things like that, and fingers crossed it won't need too much. So what do you think? Am I crazy trying to daily a 1997 Audi A4, or quite cool? What do you think, little man? Do you like it? Thumbs up. What's the best bit so far for you?
The wood.
Oh, you like the wooden dash? Man after my own heart. Yeah, I quite like the wood as well, to be fair. Super smooth. I'm not going to floor it too much because it's not warmed up, but it's nice and responsive and torquey, so yeah, interesting. Plus, I haven't checked, has it had a cam belt done recently? So we'll not be bouncing it off the limiter tonight, that's for sure. I was just looking there, I don't think it has cruise control. That's a pity. Maybe you can retrofit it. Put in the comments if that's something that you can do to these. I'd be interested to know. So, right, so we'll just set at a steady 60, see how we get on with that. Keep an eye on the dashboard, make sure nothing crazy going on with engine temperature. We've got oil temperature down there in the bottom left, it's actually just slightly out of the shot. Definitely got enough petrol there, just over a quarter of a tank, and alternator does appear to be charging. Engine temperature doesn't seem to be doing much, so I don't know whether that's a gauge or a sensor fault, but there's certainly the heat is piping out from the heater inside the car, so not too concerned at the moment with that. Right, what did I notice? We're just under 5 miles into the journey and I know it all. No, so clutch bite point is quite high on this, so it probably does have a bit of wear on the clutch. It's not slipped or anything so far, but that's just an observation. Wanders a wee bit on the front end, so we could have a bush track rod end, a wee bit of play in one of those. We'll get a good look at that next week. But there's no big clunks or bangs so far, no misfires, no smoke pouring out it. We do have a camera on on the car behind us, so it'll be interesting to watch the footage on that later. But on a positive note, it's super smooth and really quiet. You know, for something this age, and I mean, tonight you probably won't be able to tell, but it's super windy up here. It's about 6 degrees, not an ideal temperature if you do happen to break down. But yeah, I mean, it's dead quiet, you know, it's sitting there in fifth, just over 2,000 RPM. So yeah, seems to be a comfy place to be. It doesn't have the centre armrest. I thought these all came with an armrest in the middle. Maybe this is a low spec one. This is an SE spec. What have you found down there? Cup holder. So engine temperature's starting to go up now. I can see it lifting off that 60. As long as we didn't get over 90, I will be happy. I will floor it at 60 in fifth. Yeah, reasonably torquey. Just notice an increase in that speed up to 70 there. There is a little bit of juddering and shaking, so we might need a tyre balance. It does have four matching tyres on it, but there is definitely a bit of vibration. I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from. Yeah, so we've got a wee bit of vibration there going on. Hopefully it'll just be balancing on the wheels. So that was kind of weird. Press that button in there in the dash and you have a yellow warning coming up, but I can't actually make out what it is because the LCD display is so worn. We're definitely on the mile per gallon view. I can see something floating about there. I don't know if that's average mile per gallon or what. You can't really make that out. Mile per hour. Yeah, who knows? It'd be interesting to know what mile per gallon it thinks we're getting. It's probably that. This is 24.5. That's probably more like it. Yeah, temperature looks like it's stuck solid at 70 there. So we've either got a thermostat, sticky thermostat, or we have a dodgy sender or a dodgy gauge. Probably one of the first two, I would imagine. I think there's definitely a wee bit wheel bearing noise from the back. A tiny wee bit of droning you can hear there. So that was definitely a warning like that time. I wonder if that's ABS. I bet that's an ABS warning. So our first warning, guys, ABS? Probably. Probably need a sensor. I'm not sure if these are OBD compliant because I do have a reader in the house, or maybe these are a wee bit too old for that. Who knows, we will find out. You know what, I wonder if it's a speed warning. I mean, it can't be because it seems to be when I'm hitting 65, that comes on. Right, we'll try that again. No, I'm talking crap, we're doing 65 and it's not on. Ah, yeah, there we go. So there's something weird going on there. Hey, flying now, 70, but no warning coming on. Who knows? We'll look in the book when we get home. That's even if it has got a book. I haven't actually checked. Ooh, that's not good. We've got an empty glove box. So that'll mean no service history. So that's a nice touch in the interior of these. As it's getting darker outside now, everything's lit up in red. So I think they were a wee bit ahead of their time with that, you know, the design and stuff like that. You know, you've got the climate control in here. You know, the car itself does feel very well put together, I think. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the first look at the Audi A4. Join me for the next video where we'll take a closer look at the mechanical side of it and see what repairs need doing. Catch you all next time.